Hello? Today I'm going to show you how I made my own webcam without spending more than a single dollar in using recycled materials. If you're interested, stay tuned to the video and let me know what you think in the comments. Because of the quarantine, things like online classes, Zoom, Skype, and all that became very popular. And my mom told me she needed a webcam with a microphone so she could start working from home. I began searching for a webcam to buy her since I didn't have one, but they were all very expensive. They're expensive now because everyone's using them. Actually, the cheapest one I found has poor resolution and lacks a microphone. So I decided to make my own with recycled materials that I could get online and for cheap. The webcam and microphone were old parts recycled from a laptop. If you search for laptop webcams, you'll find similar modules. They're very cheap, under $1. The dollar here is about 120 pesos, so that would be about 75 cents. And they work really well. Depending on which one you buy, they'll have better or lower resolution. But you have to make sure to buy one that comes with the cables. That way it's much easier to connect. And of course, buy one that already has a built-in microphone. After choosing, buy any of the cheapest options. Even the least expensive will work far better than the 1,800 peso one. Set the tester to continuity mode. Let's find the ground. Insert it into a metal part. From on the screws, go copper parts or similar areas. And they look for it. Here, I think the black wire is the ground. Don't go by the color, because the colors can be totally random, so don't rely on that. And you'll see that you have 4 other wires left. The red one, the yellow one, which you can't see well, and 2 that are twisted together. Those that are twisted together are the data wires. In fact, they're twisted to reduce interference. Take any USB cable you no longer use or want to cut. You cut off the connector part, let's say, and strip the wires. You'll see 4 wires, white, red, black, and green. Here, yes, the red one is the 5-volt wire. The black one is ground, and the others are for data. Ground is the black one. We'll connect it to the ground found earlier in the webcam using the green and white wires. We're going to connect it to the twisted wires, the ones we said were for data. Lastly, connect the remaining red wire to either of the 2 free wires. So the yellow or red one in this case, we plug it into the computer, and if this message appears, we flip the data cables. We swap the green and white positions. If the error persists, we replace the red cable with the available yellow one. We'll see that it now recognizes and configures it automatically. I also put a heat shrink tube on the cable to make it look a bit nicer. And now we're going to connect the microphone. We used a 3.5 mm jack cut from an auxiliary cable for the microphone, which has 3 wires. Ground in the right and left stereo channels. To find the ground, we set the tester to continuity again and place it on the last little link, let's say, and start checking the pins. Here it's the blue one. Connect the other 2 since we're making a mono mic, not stereo. Our microphone has 2 wires because it's mono. One is the ground and the other is the audio input, that is, the signal. Let's say we connect one on one side and the other on the other side. The order doesn't matter. Now we connect the microphone to the PC and let's see if it works. If it works, by tapping it lightly, you'll notice everything is fine. If it doesn't work, just switch the cables you connected earlier. There are few options left to make the webcam. Honestly, I didn't know how to make it, so I started using recycled materials I had at home. I wanted to make it out of wood, even though I'm terrible at woodworking. But well, honestly, it was the only thing I had and I didn't really know how to do it. For that, I grabbed a piece of wood, like a little block, and I started making a hole to put the webcam in there. I made a hole in the middle, which was where the image would come in, or out. And I ended up with this. Now in the middle, let's set up the webcam and make another small hole at the top just to put the microphone in, like on the webcam. It fit well and looked good, so it was ready to go. To give this piece of wood a makeover, for the microphone, I used a drill bit the same width as the microphone and made a small hole at the top. That's where I was going to put the microphone. With just a small hole in the front face, the sound will come in and it will be heard very well. I cleaned up the wooden block, rounded the edges, and tried to make it as good as possible, although honestly, it didn't turn out very well. I'm really bad at working with wood. Channel followers likely know that already. But anyway, I tried to do my best and make the recycled webcam look as nice as possible. You can create any design you want. I considered making a 3D design and printing it. Since my mom needed it quickly for work, I made it as fast as possible and ensured it worked. So this is what I did. What I made, I ended up painting with some varnish I had left over from when I painted my deck at home. If you want to see it, the video's on the channel, go check it out. And on the bottom, I put some magnets so you can stick the webcam wherever you want. And well, so it stays in place since you won't have many options to move it. Then we put the microphone in the little hole we made for the microphone and in the webcam. I glued the back part with silicone so it wouldn't move. I wasn't sure what to use, so I covered it with multiple layers of aluminum tape so the internal boards stay hidden and dust can't get in. I ensured the magnet was strong enough not to move. Since it worked well, my low-cost webcam was ready. I confirmed it worked, checked the microphone, and saw how it looked. And I gave it to my mom in the end. In the end, I ended up spending very little money for a webcam that honestly is pretty good by today's standards. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.